Hello, everyone. Welcome back to ConvoEase, the place where learning English becomes easy, natural, and fun. I'm your host, Emma, and today we're going on an incredible journey into history. This story is about Cleopatra, the last queen of Egypt, a woman of courage, intelligence, and ambition. Her life was full of drama, power, love, and clever plans, almost like a real-life movie. So sit back, enjoy, and let's start learning English through her amazing story. More than 2,000 years ago, in 69 BCE, a baby girl was born in Alexandria, Egypt. Her name was Cleopatra. She grew up in the Ptolemaic dynasty, a family that had ruled Egypt for generations after Ptolemy I, a general of Alexander the Great, became king. Even though her family was originally from Greece, Cleopatra deeply respected Egyptian traditions. She grew up in a luxurious palace, beautiful clothes, servants, and the finest education money could buy. But palace life was dangerous. Family members often fought for power, and some even killed each other to seize the throne. Cleopatra quickly realized that knowledge was power. While most women of her time weren't educated, she studied science, math, literature, and politics, and could speak at least 7 languages, including Egyptian, Latin, and Hebrew. She was even the first ruler in her Greek family to learn Egyptian and presented herself as the goddess Isis to connect with her people. From a young age, she dreamed not just of wearing a crown, but of being a wise and strong ruler who could protect her country. To meet him safely, she had herself secretly carried into Caesar's palace, wrapped inside a large carpet. When the carpet was opened, she appeared confident, intelligent, and graceful. Caesar was stunned. He admired her charm, ambition, and brilliant mind. Together, they defeated her enemies, and Cleopatra was restored to the throne. They forced Cleopatra into exile, sending her wandering the hot, dry desert with only a few loyal followers. Imagine the rightful queen lost in the sand, without a home, army, or throne. But Cleopatra was bold and clever. When Julius Caesar arrived in Egypt, she saw her opportunity. To meet him safely, she had herself secretly carried into Caesar's palace, wrapped inside a large carpet. When the carpet was opened, she appeared confident, intelligent, and graceful. Caesar was stunned. He admired her charm, ambition, and brilliant mind. Together, they defeated her enemies, and Cleopatra was restored to the throne. Cleopatra and Caesar became a powerful couple, both politically and romantically. Cleopatra admired Caesar's courage and leadership, while Caesar admired her intelligence and bold personality. She soon gave birth to Caesarion, symbolizing their bond and hope for a future that could unite Egypt and Rome. Cleopatra even traveled to Rome with a grand entourage, golden chariots, exotic animals, and attendants, to display Egypt's wealth. She influenced Roman fashion, showing the beauty and power of her kingdom. But danger loomed. In 44 BCE, Julius Caesar was assassinated in Rome by senators who feared his growing power. Cleopatra returned to Egypt, mourning the man she loved, but she remained determined to protect her son and kingdom. She strengthened her army, improved trade, and prepared Egypt for the challenges ahead. Years later, Cleopatra met Mark Antony, one of Rome's most powerful leaders. Cleopatra knew that forming an alliance with Antony could protect Egypt from Rome's growing influence. When Antony invited her to Tarsus, Cleopatra made a legendary entrance. She sailed on a golden ship with purple sails and silver oars, surrounded by attendants dressed as gods and goddesses, while music and perfume filled the air. She didn't just appear as a queen, she appeared as a living goddess of love and beauty. Antony was captivated. He had never met anyone like her, bold, brilliant, and full of charm. Cleopatra spoke with intelligence and wit, and Antony admired her ambition as much as her beauty. Their relationship quickly grew into a deep romance. They spent time together in Alexandria, enjoying lavish banquets, parties, and sailing the Nile, sharing stories, laughter, and dreams of building a great empire together. Their love was also political. Antony needed Cleopatra's wealth to fund his campaigns, and Cleopatra needed Antony's power to protect Egypt. Together, they had 3 children: Alexander Helios, Cleopatra Selene, and Ptolemy Philadelphus. But their love angered Octavian, Antony's rival in Rome. He spread rumors that Cleopatra had bewitched Antony, turning Rome against them. Despite the danger, Cleopatra and Antony stayed united in love and ambition. Their forces faced Octavian in the Battle of Actium in 31 BCE. Antony's army was defeated, and believing Cleopatra was dead, he took his own life. He was carried to Cleopatra's hiding place, dying in her arms. Cleopatra refused to be paraded through Rome as a prisoner. She chose her own fate. She dressed in her royal robes and crown, surrounded herself with her treasures, and allowed a poisonous snake called an asp to bite her. She went out on her own terms. Her death marked the end of the Egyptian kingdom, but her story didn't end there. Cleopatra remains a symbol of strength, intelligence, courage, and resilience, a queen who loved, ruled, and fought for her people with wisdom and heart. Her death marked the end of an era, but her legacy as a brilliant thinker and a fearless warrior lives on forever. Cleopatra's life teaches us that even in the face of danger, loss, and betrayal, we can remain bold, clever, and determined. She faced enormous challenges, but never gave up on her dreams or her people. If you enjoyed this story, like, comment, and subscribe to ConvoEase for more amazing history stories that help you learn English naturally. I'm Emma, and remember, you can face your challenges with courage, wisdom, and heart. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.